Alright everybody, how's it going and welcome. In this first installment of How to Survive Conclave, I'm going to go over damage types, how to build for them, how to use them effectively, and most importantly, how to kill with them. First of all, the nature of damage types heavily encourages comboing between weapons. This is a very important part of Conclave, so I'll be referring back to this often and assuming that you know what I mean by this core concept. Basically, impact is more powerful against shields, puncture is more powerful against health, and slash is a bit in the middle. You can take advantage of this by having two weapons, one for shield and one for health. Typically this only really matters if you're using slow powerful weapons, because every shot counts, and doing the most damage per shot is important. When it comes to fast, weak auto weapons, you're probably better off just killing entirely with one weapon and swallowing that lost efficiency. Basically, all of this boils down to how you want to build your arsenal, either efficiency or variety. You could have two opposite types of weapons, both totally viable on their own for different situations, or you could have two weapons that complement each other as initiators and finishers. For variety, you want to build both to have around a half and half of impact and puncture. On the other hand, if you were to go for efficiency, you would want to build one weapon to have a strong impact bias and the other a puncture bias, so you can swap between the two based on what you're hitting. Another part of this on the efficiency side is that you can choose one weapon that would do a lot of damage very quickly up front, like a sniper or a bow, and then your finisher weapon would have more reliable damage to kill escaping or evasive targets. Some good weapons for this would be Furus or Bronco, because they're going to get you those last little bits of damage. If you're feeling more adventurous though, a good solid finisher is a Lex or a Lex Prime. Depending on how much damage your primary weapon does, you can generally take out all of their health in a single shot once their shields are broken. With all that being said, now let's go over some actual builds that would use these strategies to your advantage in combat. Keep in mind, these builds are what I would personally use. Tailor your own builds to your own skill level and the weapons that you would want to use. For comboing, your strength relies on slow, powerful weapons, so you might try with a sniper to start off. Rubico is one of my favorite snipers because it is almost purely impact damage, so you're going to strip almost all of their shields in a single shot. Then, you could go right into a Furus in order to make quick work of their health in as little as 4 or 5 hits. Another good build that I've been trying out lately involves the Grinlock. It doesn't have as heavy of an impact bias as Rubico, but it's pretty close and will definitely get you a lot of damage against shields. Then you can follow up with a Lex or a Lex Prime. This combo is extremely potent because you can kill in as little as 2 hits by utilizing damage types to your advantage, without having to use a clunky sniper. However, when it comes to variety, you could try different weapons for different ranges, like a shotgun for close range and an accurate semi-auto for long range. For that, I would go with a Heck and a Lex. Both of those weapons excel in their ranges and not a whole lot outside of them, so putting them together is like peanut butter and jelly. You could also try a heavily skill-based weapon like a Daikyu or an Optcore for those good solid kills, but then have a reliable secondary to turn to for those hard-to-hit targets. For those, I would recommend something like a Furus with an impact mod, a Lado, or a Vasto. These are just a few recommendations out of so many different options that you can go for yourself. One of the biggest problems I see in Conclave is of people just having a single weapon do all of the work in an entire match. What I want to get across here is that you have many options available to you for combos, variety, or ammo conservation. Feel free to experiment with them on your own, and keep in mind damage types to get the most out of your weapons. Anyway, that's all I have for this topic, so I'll leave it at that. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and if you thought this video was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe.